All right, let's dive into a really interesting process in the world of SAP. We're going to take a guided tour of something called the Individual Purchase Order, or IPO. Let's get right into it.
So, picture this. A customer wants to buy something from you, maybe a high-value item, but it's not something you normally keep on your shelves, so you have to order it from a vendor. But here's the twist. You can't just have the vendor send it directly to the customer. No way. You absolutely have to get your hands on it first, maybe inspect it, maybe even repackage it. So, how on earth do you manage a flow like that?
Well, the solution is what I like to call the personal shopper process. It's a fantastic way to think about it, right? Your company is basically acting like a personal shopper. You go out, you buy a very specific item from a supplier just for this one customer. But instead of having it sent straight to their house, you bring it to your house first to make sure it's perfect, maybe wrap it up in your own special way, and then you deliver it. That right there, that's the whole idea behind the SAP Individual Purchase Order.
Okay, so let's start at the very beginning. It all kicks off with that special customer order. This is what sets the whole journey in motion.
So you might be asking, why would you ever choose this path? I mean, it seems like it has a few extra steps. Well, it usually boils down to a few key reasons. First, you've got high-value items that absolutely need a quality check. Second, it's all about branding. You want to put it in your own custom box. And third, and this is a big one, consolidation. You might be gathering items from a few different vendors, and you want to send them all to the customer in one single convenient shipment.
Now for the really cool part. Let's see how a simple sale kicks off this beautiful automated handshake between your sales team and your purchasing team.
The moment your customer places that sales order, the magic happens. The SAP system sees that this is an IPO item, and boom, it automatically creates a purchase requisition. That's basically just an internal shopping list saying, hey, we need to buy this. Then your purchasing team just takes that request, converts it into an official purchase order, and sends it off to your vendor. It's this incredibly seamless flow from customer demand straight to a supplier order.
And this is the absolute key, you guys. There is a direct, unbreakable link here. The customer's order is the first domino that knocks over the purchasing order. They are tied together right from the start. This isn't just some random purchase your company is making. It's a purchase for one specific customer's request.
And that brings us to the most important part of this whole process, that crucial in-house stopover. This is the one thing that really makes an IPO different from everything else.
So, unlike a dropship where the vendor sends the product directly to your customer, that is not what happens here. Nope. The vendor delivers the goods directly to your facility, to your warehouse. This physical stopover is the entire point. It's where you get to add your value, whether that's an inspection, some light assembly, or that special branded packaging we talked about.
Now, when that item shows up at your door, it gets put into a really special category in your system. It's called Sales Order Stock, or if you want to get technical, Special Stock E. And honestly, this is a brilliant concept. It means that even though that box is physically sitting there on your warehouse shelf, the system has basically put electronic handcuffs on it. It is reserved, locked down for that original customer's sales order. You literally can't sell it to anybody else.
And this just shows the difference perfectly. General stock, that's a free-for-all. Anybody can buy it. But sales order stock, that's like a reserved table at a fancy restaurant. It has a specific customer's name on it, and nobody else can touch it.
Okay, so the product is now safe and sound in our warehouse, and it's reserved for our customer. Let's talk about the final leg of the journey, actually delivering on that promise.
Because the product is in your possession, you have total control over that final shipment. You're the one who creates the outbound delivery, you post the goods issue, which is just the official way of saying it's left your inventory, and then finally, you get to bill the customer. You own that entire customer experience, from start to finish.
And hey, let me give you a little pro tip here, one that'll save you a ton of headaches if you ever work with this. If you're ever stuck trying to create that final delivery and the system just keeps saying no 9 times out of 10, it's because the first part of the journey isn't done yet. The product simply hasn't been physically received from your vendor and put into that special sales order stock.
So all of this leads us to a really important comparison. How does this individual purchase order process stack up against its simpler cousin, the direct dropship? You know, what's often called third-party sales. It really comes down to a battle of two ideas, control versus simplicity.
The IPO path, the one we've just walked through, is all about one thing, and that is control. You control the quality, you control the packaging, you control the final delivery experience for the customer.
The alternative, dropshipping, it offers the complete opposite benefit, simplicity. You take an order, you tell your vendor where to ship it, and that's it. You're done. It's totally hands-off, but it's also, a bit of a blind process.
So when you put these two head-to-head, what are the really critical differences that you need to know to make the right call for your business?
Okay, this table lays it all out perfectly. Just look at that first row, goods flow. This is everything. With an IPO, the goods flow from the vendor to you and then to the customer. With a dropship, you're completely cut out of that physical path. And that one difference changes everything else. It means with an IPO, you manage stock, that special stock S, and you have to create your own delivery. With a dropship, no stock to manage, no delivery to create. It all boils down to that very last row. Do you want high control, or are you okay with low control? So if you remember just one thing from all of this, let it be this. The absolute defining feature of an IPO is that physical stopover at your warehouse. That's the whole point. That's the moment where you take control and you add your unique value for the customer.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. In a business world that is just obsessed with speed, with efficiency, with cutting out steps, the IPO process intentionally adds an extra step. And the real strategic question you have to ask yourself is, when does taking that extra step, that moment of control, of quality, of branding, when does that actually give you the winning edge?